I enjoyed reading more than anything else was Harry Potter. I've never been able to master the art of mimicry, but my husband, he doesn't really, he can do all the voices. Royal blood does not ensure peace. Even family bonds can feel like burdens when it comes to money. Throughout her life, my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, was an inspiration and a role model for me and our family. We owe her a deep debt of gratitude. True intentions often come to light. Queen Camilla made a surprising decision at Buckingham Palace that changed long-standing royal customs. She wants her daughter to receive part of King Charles's private wealth, but his sister Anne and the elegant Catherine are blocking this. So, do Camilla's children have a chance to inherit anything? How far will Camilla go to secure her daughter's inheritance? Join us as we explore how Camilla fights for her daughter's share. The royal inheritance. Inheritance can be complicated mainly because it involves intense emotions after a family member's death. It can be challenging to handle inheritance tax and divide what is left among family members, especially if the will is unclear. Inheritance among the British royal family adds another layer of mystery because their wills are kept secret for many years after they die. When Queen Elizabeth Roman II passed away, her oldest son, King Charles Roman III, received more than just the crown. The exact value of what Charles inherited is unclear, but one significant asset is the Queen's private estate, the Duchy of Lancaster, worth more than $650 million. However, regarding their mother's inheritance, Charles has reportedly caused some tension with his younger siblings, the Duke of York, the Princess Royal, and the Duke of Edinburgh. Prince Andrew in particular feels upset that Charles has not shared any of the late Queen's inheritance with him. As a non-working royal, he does not receive funds from the sovereign grant to help cover his costs, unlike Princess Anne and Prince Edward. On an autumn afternoon at Highgrove, King Charles was busy with paperwork that most people never see. Camilla was there too. Even though she seemed calm, something was off. There were rumors that the Queen Consort was thinking about Charles's personal estate, not the assets linked to the crown. These were his individual properties, but they still held historical significance. These included art collections, countryside homes, and family jewels. Then, in a surprising moment, Camilla suggested something unusual. She wanted Charles to redirect part of his inheritance to her daughter, Laura Lopes, instead of letting it go to William. She knew that once William inherited the estate, it would automatically go to his wife, Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Laura has always been a source of support for Camilla, staying out of the spotlight while her mother dealt with past scandals. Laura's life is quieter, and she is focused on her art and family in the Cotswolds. Camilla thought it made sense to reward Laura's loyalty. However, bypassing the usual lines of inheritance to honor their blended family was not simple. Camilla portrayed it as a gesture of unity, but it also seemed to bring her family closer to the royal circle without challenging the throne. Charles listened to Camilla as he always does. He understands that Catherine is more than just his daughter-in-law. She is key to the monarchy's future. Everyone knows Kate maintains public support and helps keep the royal institution stable. If Charles diverted assets meant for her to someone else, it could cause problems for William and his children. It would disturb the continuity that the royals value. Camilla's suggestion lingered in the air. While it wasn't directly addressed, it was clear that it wouldn't stay hidden for long. Word reached Princess Anne, Charles's trusted advisor. He called her to discuss Camilla's idea. Anne wasted no time and gave a nuanced opinion, listing the legal and family implications. She pointed out that Charles's will distributes his personal assets to direct heirs with Catherine as the steward for their branch, changing that could invite scrutiny from Parliament, especially given past financial controversies. She acknowledged Camilla's good intentions, but warned that giving Laura preference could alienate William, who already feels the pressure of being a future king. While Anne saw Camilla's point about fairness, she believed royal decisions required consensus. She would not support Camilla's subtle suggestion, especially after seeing how Camilla operates within the palace. Now it raises the question, do Camilla's children really have a chance to inherit anything? Camilla's children and royal status. Even though Camilla is now queen consort after Queen Elizabeth passed away at 96, her children from her first marriage won't receive any royal benefits. She has 2 grown kids, Tom Parker B.S. and Laura Lopes, from her ex-husband, Andrew Parker B.S. I listened to a talk with Joe Little, the managing editor at Majesty magazine, where Page asked him about the possibility of these stepchildren getting titles and inheritance. Joe was clear. Tom and Laura will remain as they are. Their mother becomes queen and doesn't change their names or status. Regarding security, like the Scotland Yard officers protecting the prominent royals, Joe said they won't change anything. If Tom and Laura hadn't needed security before, they likely wouldn't have needed it just because of a new reign. That's the standard policy. Tom and Laura lead their own lives without worrying about what their mom is doing in the palace. Tom is 47 and works as a food writer and critic, so he has some public exposure. Laura, who is 44, used to curate art, but stays much more private than her brother. Joe believes they are not interested in titles at all. They prefer to keep a low profile, enjoy their privacy, and stay out of the public eye. However, they do make appearances. In June 2022, they attended Windsor Castle with their children to see Camilla receive the Order of the Garter from Queen Elizabeth. They also participated in the Platinum Jubilee celebration in London that summer and were present at Camilla's coronation, which brought media attention back to them. Since then, the press has been paying more attention to them, but it varies. Could they ever receive a title? Only if someone recommends them for significant charity work, but that hasn't happened. The chances are very low. While they might not have a legal chance to become full royals, they still have a good relationship with the royal family. Since Charles married Camilla in 2005, he has had a close bond with his stepchildren and their kids. Joe feels there is a real connection there. Tom has 2 children, Lola and Freddie, from his marriage to Sarah Bess. Interestingly, Charles is both Tom's stepdad and godfather. Laura, whom Camilla seems to favor, is married to accountant Harry Lopes. The relationship is warm with William and Harry as well. The brothers attended Laura's wedding, and she has attended both of theirs. In fact, Laura's daughter, Eliza, was a little bridesmaid at William and Kate's wedding in 2011, and there's a sweet photo of then Prince Charles holding her up on the Buckingham Palace balcony. No tension exists in these relationships, but that doesn't change Tom and Laura's chances of getting titles or estates. There is already a line of people next for those royal opportunities. So, who is next to receive royal honors? The recognized line of succession. When King Charles was still the Prince of Wales, he married Lady Diana Spencer. She became known as the Princess of Wales, and their wedding felt like a fairy tale. They had 2 sons, William and Harry, but their marriage soon ended in divorce. Just a year later, Diana tragically died in a car crash in Paris. Charles later married Camilla Parker B.S., the woman he had always loved. Now that he is king, Camilla holds the title of Queen Consort, commonly referred to as Queen Camilla. Let's look at the line of succession. Oldest son, Prince William. He was only 15 when his mother died, which was very tough for him. William took on royal duties early on. By 21, he was a state councillor, stepping in for the Queen at events. He and Catherine have 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. William inherited the Duchy of Cornwall from Charles, and is now the Prince of Wales. Catherine is the Princess of Wales, supporting William in his royal duties. Harry is no longer second in line. That goes to William's son, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Louis. Harry holds the title of Duke of Sussex and married Meghan Markle on May 19, 2018. In January 2020, they announced they would step back as senior royals and divide their time between the UK and North America, seeking financial independence. Over a year later, Buckingham Palace confirmed they were no longer active royals, giving up military honors and patronages. Harry's children have a different situation. When Charles became king, Harry and Meghan's son received the title of prince. Harry and Meghan will let their kids decide about titles when they are older. Their son Archie has a sister. Next in line is Prince Andrew, the Queen's other son. He became the Duke of York when he married Sarah Ferguson in 1986, and she became the Duchess of York. They have 2 daughters, but their marriage ended after about 10 years. Andrew returned from royal duties in 2019 after a problematic interview about his connections to Jeffrey Epstein. In February 2022, he settled a lawsuit from one of Epstein's victims for an undisclosed amount, but he did not admit guilt and has consistently denied wrongdoing. Since Andrew and Sarah are no longer together, the title of Duchess of York went to their older daughter, Princess Beatrice. Her daughter, Sienna Elizabeth, is now 10th in line to the throne. The succession list is long and complicated. There are also talks about Camilla's daughter, Laura Lopes, possibly getting royal inheritance, which some believe would be unfair considering her step-family status. As the king, Charles is part of this royal history. He felt it was best to involve another traditional royal, his sister Anne. Anne is dedicated to royal traditions. She has served the king for many years, and her experience is valuable for maintaining royal duties. Charles and Anne, guardians of tradition. Princess Anne does not want to be known for glamorous outfits or for being in the spotlight. Instead, she focuses on her hard work as a royal. She supports many organizations and represents the royal family at events like openings and galas. People often call her the backbone of the royal family because of her strong work ethic. She carried out 474 engagements last year alone. Unlike her more reserved mother, Anne shows her personality in her work. She is 16th in line to the throne, but does not seem to care much about that title. Anne is a skilled networker who is not afraid to share her thoughts. In 2019, she made headlines on Twitter after disagreeing with the Queen about greeting President Donald Trump. Her accomplishments include a Nobel Peace Prize nomination, participation in the Olympics, and successfully fending off a kidnapping attempt. Strict rules govern royal behavior, making it hard to show true feelings. However, Princess Anne and King Charles share a close bond that they keep private. Their relationship may not be flashy, but it is strong, built on respect and understanding. Anne and Charles grew up in Buckingham Palace as the children of Queen Elizabeth Roman II and Prince Philip. They were close siblings, supporting each other through royal duties and public scrutiny. Charles was more reserved and thoughtful, while Anne was lively and brave. Their different personalities worked well together. Their strong relationship continued as they grew up, and they helped each other during tough times. Anne excelled in equestrian sports, and Charles supported her. They often worked together in their royal roles, with Anne being a dependable presence during challenges. Anne has always supported Charles, gaining his trust. He relied on her loyalty and commitment when he became king, knowing she would not seek attention. Though not always popular, Anne earned respect for her honesty and dedication to duty. Today, she is known for her hard work and honesty as a royal. People often discuss royal succession, especially King Charles's choices. Additionally, Catherine, though not yet queen, received an inheritance from Queen Elizabeth Roman II that caught people's attention. Catherine's inheritance. After Queen Elizabeth Roman II passed away, it was confirmed that Kate Middleton inherited essential items from her. King Charles Roman III received most of the Queen's estate, worth about euros 650 million, which includes the Sandringham and Balmoral castles. However, interest grew around Queen Elizabeth's personal jewelry. Royal women usually inherit this type of jewelry, so both Queen Camilla and Kate Middleton now have access to it. The Queen's private jewelry collection has around 200 pieces, including 98 brooches and 34 earrings valued at several hundred million. Since Camilla is queen consort, she was the first to choose from this collection and preferred many pieces from the Greville legacy, which includes diamond and emerald tiaras and necklaces. Kate Middleton inherited 10 significant pieces from the late queen, valued at about 81 million. One of the most notable is the Hyderabad necklace, a wedding gift from the Nizam of Hyderabad in 1947, featuring over 50 large diamonds. Another important piece is the George Veston necklace, worn in official photos taken after King Charles Roman III's coronation, worth 8 million. She also received leaf-shaped earrings and a matching brooch valued at euros 45,000. With this inheritance, Kate strengthens her position in the royal family, next in line after Camilla. Do you think Camilla's children will receive royal titles? Share your thoughts in the comments.